misconception in the subcontinent where ulama there say, in farḍ prayer, you must not make any du'a. Is it permissible to make du'a in your own language, in sujood? So is the prostration of recitation a prayer or not? The answer is no. So these three things usually confuse people because...
My question is it permissible to say any du'a in sujood during farḍ prayer after saying Subhana Rabbiyal A'la, like saying Allahumma afini fi badani or Rabbi irhama kama rabbayani saghira? Jazakallahu khair.
Wa jazakum. This question most likely is coming to us because of the main misconception in the subcontinent where ulama there say, in farḍ prayer, you must not make any du'a. Subhanallah. Where did you get this ruling? Oh, Simon says. Yeah, but where did Simon get this ruling? How would I believe you or follow you when you preventing me from making du'a to my Lord, who I have no other Lord to call upon, and you say you don't make du'a? How is that possible? The Prophet himself said, alayhi salatu wasalam, in an authentic hadith, the closest a servant of Allah is to Allah when he is prostrating. The Prophet went on to say, alayhi salatu wasalam, so call and ask Allah for whatever you need. It is worthy that Allah would answer you. So he did not segregate or differentiate, alayhi salatu wasalam, between farḍ prayer and voluntary prayer. And he did not say that you should limit it only to nafil prayer. Therefore, yes, you can do as much dua as you wish, whether it's from this world or for the hereafter, whether you want Allah to pay off your debts or to facilitate the marriage of your children, or that Allah forgives you and grants you the highest level of paradise, it's all the same. Says, is it permissible to make dua in your own language, in sujood, and before making salam? Rania, this is an issue of dispute among scholars. Without going into their dispute, the most authentic opinion is that things that are pillars and mandatory to be said in salat must be said in Arabic, as prescribed. So, Allahu Akbar, you can't say Allah is great or Allah is the greatest. You can't say Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, praise be to Allah, the Lord of the heavens and the earth, or of the worlds. You can't, you have to say it in Arabic, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Subhana Rabbiyal Azim in ruku', it must be said in Arabic. Subhana Rabbiyal A'la in sujood, it must be said in Arabic. Tashahhud and salutation must be said in Arabic. But things that are voluntary, sunnah, not prescribed, the most authentic opinion is, if you do not know how to say it in Arabic, so I'd like to say, oh Allah, cure my son's illness. I don't know how to say it in Arabic. I'm not good in Arabic. Oh Allah, pay off my debts. I don't know how to say it in Arabic. In this case, you can say it in your native language. But if you know how to say Allahumma shfi maridi in Arabic, but yet you decide to say, oh Allah, cure my sick, then this is not permissible, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best.
When I'm praying and I prolong my du'as in sujood for a long time in my native language, I happen to forget whether it's my first or second rak'ah. But I can clearly remember, I forget whether it's my first or second sujood, sorry. But I can clearly remember whether it's my first or second rak'ah or third or fourth. So what should I do in this situation when I forget whether it's my first or second sujood? Jazakallahu khairan.
Wa jazak. So Brother Hamza, I think, is asking that when he prolongs the sujood, he forgets whether it's his first or second sajda. Akhi, if this is happening all the time, I highly recommend that you do not prolong your sajda. Why? To maintain the format of the salat and avoid forgetting things in it, and disconnect the road for Shayṭān to distract you, this is a priority. Ammar ibn Yasir once, may Allah be pleased with him and with his father, prayed Sunnah prayer. And he was fast. So his companions said to him, after he finished, you were fast in prayer. So he looked at them and said, did I miss any of the pillars or the mandatory acts? They said, no, you did not do anything as such. He said, in this case, what I've done was right because I was racing the Shayṭān so that he would not distract me in my prayer. What's the use if I pray 2 rak'ahs in 10 minutes and mashallah I'm having khushu', but my head is distracted in the grocery list I have to buy, in the debts I have to pay off, in the car if I'm going to take it to the car wash, and I'm neglectful. Yes, I look to the people that, whoa, mashallah, is praying good prayers. But when I do it, actually, I'm at lost. I'm not in the prayer. Is this better? Or is it better to pray 2 rak'ahs in 5 minutes, where I say Subhana Rabbi Al-Azim 3 times with concentration, Sami Allahu liman hamidah Rabbana wa lakal hamd, Subhana Rabbi Al-A'la with concentration, and continue my salat, concentrating on what I was saying? Of course, the latter is better. So this is my advice for you, and Allah knows best. What's the ruling on a woman performing wudu, performing sujood at-tilawah while she's reciting Quran, but she's not in hijab? This is a frequently asked question. We have 2 types of prostrations that are possible to be performed outside the salat. And this is prostration of prostration of gratitude and prostration of recitation of the Quran. So usually people recite the Quran, or they recite it from memory, and they pass by a verse that has a sajda in it. Like for example, at the end of Surah An-Najm, فَاسْجُدُوا لِلَّهِ وَاعْبُدُوا. The sunnah is to say Allahu Akbar and prostrate, saying Subhana Rabbi Al-A'la 3 times, and then you rise up from it. Now, the question is, if a woman was reciting the Quran and she was not covering her head, can she offer it or not? And I'll add 2 things from my side. Number 1, if she wasn't covering her head, is that okay? If she was wearing revealing clothes, is that okay? If a man was wearing shorts, can he offer prostration? Number 2, if a person was not in the state of purity, he was not in wudu. Number 3, if a person was not in the direction of the qibla, can he prostrate to another direction other than the qibla? So these 3 things usually confuse people, because when I'm prostrating, am I praying or not? Well, technically speaking, prayer is inaugurated by takbir, Allahu Akbar, included by salam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. And in between, specific phrases and actions are performed with the intention of prayer. So is the prostration of recitation a prayer or not? The answer is no, it is not a prayer. Hence, you do not require to face the qibla, you do not require to be in the state of wudu, and you do not require to cover your awrah. So to answer your question, Hassan, it is permissible for a woman to prostrate for the tilawah, even if she's not wearing the hijab.